In life, there are many things that are thought of as simple tasks that anyone can do. Things like sweeping a floor, or cleaning a toilet, or even stacking chairs. This seemingly simple task is presumably able to be accomplished by anyone. Yet all of these tasks really take some level of experience, whether it be learned, observed, or taught. Most individuals are taught or observe at a young age how to sweep a floor or clean a toilet, but I find that knowing how to correctly stack chairs is a concept not known to many. This paper describes a specific process on correctly stacking folding chairs, so you can do so in a neat and proper manner. To be able to understand this process, you need to realize what a folding chair is. It can be a chair made out of metal, though sometimes wood or a hard plastic. The chair is classified as a folding chair when the seat of the chair folds up towards the back of the chair, making the whole chair collapse into a flat object. This allows the chair to be stacked against a wall and take up less space than it would in its unfolded state. The first step in the process of properly stacking a folding chair is for the chair to be folded so it is in its compressed state, which enables it to be stacked. For this to be accomplished, you stand behind the chair and reach over the back of the chair with your dominant hand and grab onto the front edge of the seat of the chair. Your other hand is holding onto the top of the back of the chair to keep it stationary. Instead though, you could just place your dominant foot on a lower bar that connects the back legs of the chair, which also would keep the chair stationary. Using your dominant hand that is holding onto the seat of the chair, pull the seat of the chair towards the back of the chair. By pulling the seat of the chair up, you cause the chair to collapse, making the chair an easier object to move and enabling it to be stacked. Picking out the desired wall or object that the chairs will be leaning against is also an important step to being able to stack chairs. Make sure that whatever surface area you choose is a flat surface. This is helpful, if not vital, in keeping the appearance of the stacked row of chairs nice and neat. A wall in the room is usually the best idea because walls are designed to have a lot of weight put upon them and are stationary objects. If placing the chairs against a wall is not the desired location, then you need to be sure that the desired object that the chairs are placed against is strong and stationary. You might find yourself using a chair cart, which can vary in shapes and sizes, but in general are low to the floor and slightly wider than the width of one folding chair and the length of about 40 chairs stacked tightly. On the cart there are two poles that come straight up from the cart and a pole connecting the two coming up at waist level. This gives a flat, unmovable surface at both ends of the cart so you can stack the chairs correctly against it. If you are working with a cart, you need to make precautions against it from moving while you are loading it with chairs. To do this, you need to check the wheels and see if there are brake levers, and if so, then make sure they are in the brake position. Many models of carts do not have brakes on the wheels, and in this case, you need to either push the cart up against a solid object or have someone hold on to one end of the cart while you stack the chairs. Now you can begin actually stacking the folding chairs. The first chair you place against the wall is a very important one, for it sets up how the rest should be placed. You should place the flattest side toward the wall, and I find that generally that is the seat side. The chair needs to be placed almost parallel to the wall, though not completely, because if the legs supporting the chair aren't slightly farther from the wall than the top, the chair will fall over. You must be careful not to have these legs too far from the wall though, because as chairs are stacked against it, the angle of the chair becomes greater and greater, and soon chairs begin to slide because the angle is too great. Not only is it key to make sure you keep that first chair as snug to the wall as you can, but also keep each chair you stack next snug to the previous chair. It is important to remember that the first chair is the example for you to follow in stacking the other chairs. Every chair needs to be facing the same direction so that you are able to keep them as snug as possible to each other. A simple way to help you in stacking the chairs as tight as they can be is by using one of your knees. When you place a chair against the chair already in the stack, use a hand to hold onto the top of the chair while using a knee to push at the seat of the chair. This will help you keep the chairs tight and also cause the angle of the chair not to increase drastically like it naturally seems to do. At some point in every chair stacking experience I've had, I come to a point when I need to decide when a row is as long as it should be and start a new row of chairs. I have come to the conclusion that any row of chairs that are more than 7 feet from the starting point look very obtrusive. This part is strictly guesswork, but I only like to stack chairs about 5 feet from the starting point. When I encounter a situation where I will need to go farther than that, I like to make 2 rows of chairs that approximately are equal in distance from the starting surface. Stacking folding chairs seems to be becoming a lost art. It was not lost because it is difficult, but rather somewhere along the way it just stopped getting taught to others. Now more often than not, I find a row of stacked chairs that look very messy and unorderly. But by following these few concepts of keeping the chairs aiming the same way and using your knee to keep them tightly stacked, you can easily stack a row of folding chairs in a nice, neat manner.